There may be nothing in the world more terrifying than a suicide bomber. No one knows how to stop them, and no one understands them because they're not around to answer questions after they blow themselves up. But no one knows more about them than this man, a military commander of Hamas, the Islamic militant organization which has mobilized suicide bombers in its war against Israel. We met him in a top Israeli security prison, this man who masterminded the deadliest campaign ever.
Hassan Salameh, a 26-year-old Palestinian from Gaza, executed a one-week wave of terror last year, which left 45 dead and 91 wounded, plus 18 in Jerusalem a Sunday morning. 45 minutes later, a bus stop in the port of Ashkelon. 7 days later, Jerusalem's bus 18 once more.
My role was to carry out the job. I was given the authority to use anything that gets me to the target, from contacts to recruiting to locating the places and all these matters.
You say contacts, recruiting, locating the places. You did not mention preparing the explosives.
Yes, I did prepare the explosives.
Show me how you exactly prepare the explosives.
All we have to do is just try to connect the electric field together. It's not really a very difficult thing to do. The explosives are placed in a bag on the shoulder. The press button is outside on a strap, and then you press the button, and that's it.
This bright-eyed and distressingly personable young man is in solitary confinement now in a prison near Tel Aviv, where he's already served 16 months of a 1,170-year sentence. The story begins at a funeral in the Gaza Strip, January 1996. Salameh was assigned his mission right after the Israelis assassinated his commander, Yehia Ayash, known as the Engineer, the man who first brought suicide bombings to Israel.
Yehia Ayash was my friend and my teacher. His martyrdom affected me deeply. So I was forced to retaliate and to prove to the world that his death would not go unnoticed.
But what did go unnoticed was Salameh's nighttime passage over the electronic security fence separating Gaza from the West Bank. He was carrying 39 kilos, that's 85 pounds of TNT, culled by the military wing of Hamas from old Egyptian landmines. Evading Israeli patrols, he walked 15 miles to a remote grove where a stolen Israeli car was waiting for him. He stayed there 10 days. So for 10 days you were in a grove near Ashdod. You had a cell phone?
Yes, I had a telephone. I had weapons and I had the explosives. I had all the equipment for a fighter.
What kind of weapons did you have?
I had grenades, 2 pistols, detonators, and of course, 39 kilos of explosives.
Salameh took to the road with a forged identity card and what for him was a disguise.
Did you shave your beard?
Yes, I did. And I did not have a mustache either. I looked very much like a Jew, I think.
The destination was Jerusalem, but the voyage wound through West Bank towns surrounded by Israeli checkpoints.
So for some period of time, you're roaming around the West Bank, Ramallah, Hebron, Jerusalem, with 39 kilos of explosives, a false identity card, a stolen car, and weapons. Did you have any nervous moments? Were there any times that you thought that you were in trouble?
If you're not calm and cool, you can make mistakes, so I had to be calm.
I also think it is important to be calm sometimes, but I'm often not capable of being calm. How did you stay calm all this time?
That's how it was, thank God. It's not me, it's God. God was next to me all the time.
So you felt that on one side of you were 39 kilos of explosives, and on the other side of you was God.
Yes, exactly. Without God, I wouldn't have made it.
But God was not enough. Hamas operatives were everywhere waiting to help. Salameh needed a safe house to assemble the bombs. He needed scouts to find targets, legs to carry the bombs, that is, suicide bombers. So he needed a recruiter.
If you had been asked to do it yourself, would you have done it yourself?
I was asked this question before many times. My answer was that all Palestinians are ready to sacrifice themselves to resist the occupation. I could have become a martyr. I could have carried a bag with explosives. But I had my own specialty and my own job to do.
So he turned to Mohammed Abu Wardeh, then a 20-year-old psychology student at a college in Ramallah. Today, serving a life sentence not in an Israeli prison, but in Yasser Arafat's jail in Jericho.
Did you know who to look for, or did Hassan Salameh tell you what kind of person to look for?
No, he did not tell me. But any man who will carry out a military operation will give up his life. So the qualifications are clear. Love of country, devotion to the land, determination, courage, and a faith which will enable him to become a martyr.